welcome back everybody to another Minecraft video. It has been way too long. What is this? I don't know anything. What, did it not even do it? I'm so confused. Oh, it did do it, okay. Yay! Guys, I don't know how to play Minecraft anymore. It's been too long. The last time I played was like 2 months ago. This is getting worse. Anyway, we're here. You may recognize this place if you've seen one of my older videos. This is the Darkroom Dungeons map that Angel of Death and I built. And I realized I never made the behind the scenes video for it, and I was planning on doing so, but I kind of got sidetracked with Aqua SMP and all the other stuff, but we're here now. And the other problem was my RTX was just not wanting to cooperate, and with all the Minecraft updates and stuff, and I don't know what's going on anymore. Minecraft is changing, and I'm not keeping up with guys. I don't know how often I'm gonna be able to play this, but I'm gonna try to get a video out here and there, and we still have some bigger projects planned. They're just gonna be a little bit less frequent because I am busier. So I am gonna try doing a behind the scenes video, but please be patient with me because it's been at least a year since I've like actually been in this world. So we'll see. What's in here? Oh. Has anyone made a review? Is this the same world that Decay played in? This was like the first world that Decay actually played in. I'll place reviews here. Does this go somewhere? I can obviously not see. Oh, it comes down here. Guys, I've forgotten everything already. Let's see. My review. Oh, do we not? Maybe this does not have Decay's review. Interesting. Okay, wait. This is Angel of Death's. Okay. Difficult, but guys, I'm not gonna be able to do the parkour. Anyway, but no, it's great that we finally got the RTX to work, but because the reflections are working, it's just, oh goodness, finally working. So frustrating. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, but this map is basically just like an adventure map type of thing, where you just have to, you know, play the adventure map and win. You know, one of those old type of things, but like. The whole idea behind this one was like, okay, we have RTX, let's make a map centered specifically around RTX. So we have this lobby area here, and we put it inside the mountain so you can't see around it. The RTX does kind of make it weird horizons, so it's like the horizons inside the mountains, which doesn't make any sense. It's like permanently sunset or something, I don't really know. So we kind of just built a lobby here. If I'm facing this direction, that means the entire map was just built like flying up here. It's kind of silly. So here we have like all the darker ones are like the level 1. We have level 2 over here. I just ran into this thing. What is this thing? Just command blocks that we have. Great. I should probably give myself some night vision so we can actually see what's going on here. The other big thing to this map was cutscenes and adding camera commands, which was really cool, which we'll get into that as well. So it's just kind of like implementing some new things, and I want to show you how it all works. It took some figuring out, but like the entire map's just here, and then you kind of start here. So we're starting in the lobby area. You can kind of see everything a little bit too easily with this. If you guys want to see actual playthrough, I'll leave some links in the description so you can see like different players like trying out a map, and I also have a map download, so if you guys want to play this map, I also have the download link for that, though you're gonna have to figure out the RTX on your own. You can still play this map without the RTX, don't worry, but it will look a lot better with specifically the Kelly's RTX. I'm using a specific RTX pack. That's a global resource. Yeah, Kelly's RTX. This is the one I'm using, and you can just search up like Kelly's RTX. I think there's only like a 1.20 version. I'm on 1.21.1 or something, so it still works sometimes. You just have to fiddle with it. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so starting here in the lobby, basically we want players just to follow this path, right? So we don't want anyone like wandering astray, which is why we have some command blocks, which are pretty obvious if you have night vision. If I clear my effects, it's a little bit harder to see. I mean, you'll just see some like really cool lights in the background, which I think is kind of cool. I get my night vision back. If we just like start walking, like say, oh, I don't want to do the map, I just want to walk away, right? Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you're close to the command box. It says you have strayed from the path, right? And your camera just starts like leaving you, and you have like this out-of-body experience. It's just going to get worse, by the way, until you keep wandering farther. So, like, if you try wandering back once your camera's already like left, you're going to be kind of stuck at that, which is kind of cool. Like, I was like, ooh, I want players to sort of really experience the camera commands with this map, and I had so much fun with that. So yeah. And it's also really funny with the camera commands, like your night vision does not carry with you. But look, you can see my player. Wait, can you see? Here, let me fly up. Whoa. Wait, where am I? It's so silly. Anyway, the camera command clear it is just slash camera at whatever you want and then clear. Also, I was flying. It's really hard to tell. So I'm gonna have to be turning command blocks on and off throughout this. Game roll blocks enabled false. Right here we have, let's see. So we have TP players. So these are the TP ones. And I think, is this the camera one? My question is where I put the command blocks for the camera stuff. Test for at P. Okay, yeah, it's right here, I think. Yeah. So right here we have. Okay, so we have the action bar thing. Yeah. So it's this chain of command blocks. Okay. I think it's still one more, right? Yeah. Okay. So we have test for. You can use execute. I don't know why I did test for, but whatever. Then you need to make sure you have the chain command blocks with the conditional. You could do it unconditionally, but the problem with unconditionally is like it's still going to activate no matter what. And I kind of want to be like in this specific order. This is only going to happen if this works. So we have a title command, simple title command, just for like radius of 10 around this command block, saying you straight from the command, straight from the path. You also have the darkness effect a little bit, make it harder to see. You know, keep it mysterious. And then we have our camera commands. Now, I did show a little bit of like how camera commands work in my Backrooms behind the scenes video, which you can also check out. Guys, you're gonna please explain to me, why did the Backrooms behind the scenes video get more views than my actual Backrooms video? This is not okay. This is not okay. Please watch the Backrooms video, not the behind the scenes of this. Okay, fine. You guys can watch whatever you want. I just think it's really funny. Anyway, so we have these different type of camera commands. Normally your player's like in first person, but you can also force into third person using camera commands, I believe. So we have camera at A, referring to who we're including in this, radius, like how many blocks. Set, this is like if we're wanting to change it outside just the normal player's viewpoint. Minecraft free is like, you know, not attached to the player, right? E is sort of the transition, so we're going to ease it in 5, that's the time, so it's going to be 5 seconds. In, out, cubic, that's the type of movement we're doing. There's like a bunch of different ones you can choose from. And we have position, and then this is going to be where the camera is going. So it's going to be at the player, but at the Y level 30 above, and then it's going to be facing at the player. And then this thing here is really important because it shows you like what style you're going to have for it. So if I copy this real quick, you can see my player, or my camera goes away from my player. Now we have some other options of what we can do with this. We can change the time, for example. So like, say I wanted it to be a little bit slower, right? We can make it a little bit slower. Of course, it doesn't hinder movement at all, so your player can just like move around whatever they want. You can also do some things where you, let's see what else we can do. We can change the position, of course. Like you can change it to anywhere you want. Like say we want to do 30 on the x-axis, you can do it like this. So it's going to go horizontally instead of vertically. We also have some other options, such as, well, I mean, you can even go like -30, for example. Go the opposite way. And you can also face like any entity, right? So I can just like at E type equals. Do we have any paintings? I don't know. Painting. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Oh, it is working. Whoa! Where am I going? I guess there's a painting over there. Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah. I remember because there's like only one painting over there. That's really funny that it actually can do that. Anyway, so you can experiment with them. There's like a bunch of different ones you can do. The other thing, like there's in out cubic. There's also in back. There's in bounce. So if I do in bounce, facing myself, it can do some really weird things. Whee! I don't know how it decides like how far to go when you don't specify like when you don't specify the distance here for position. Like if you're just doing facing, I don't really know how it works. So yeah, you kind of just experiment with it. I don't know everything. If you want to know more about specific camera commands, just search up a tutorial about the camera command tool. Sometimes I just figure it out for like what works for me. I'm sure there's definitely people a lot better and know a lot more of how it works, especially since I have not done this in a while. But I'm just showing off this map. So yeah, we have a bunch of different camera commands. It was kind of, my simple one was just like, let's just make it leave the person. Over here, we have the nether portal. This is kind of just the entrance. You kind of have to be in survival for this to work. Otherwise, in creative, you know, you're just gonna go fly through the portal. Of course, you can go through the portal if you want, but I sort of like the. We need to make it better here. Yeah. So you have like this really cool vibe with the reflections from the lava and the portal. This eerie glow. It just like it looks really good. And then you walk through the portal, and then here's like, I mean, you can go through the portal if you want, but then here's this. And this is the start. This is the start of it. If you go through the portal, which some people tried doing, like Decay did, I think. You'll just get to here. Like you can't leave here. There's barrier blocks and stuff, and I mean I guess you could maybe punch someone out if you're playing multiplayer. And this portal just goes back to the other one too. So it's like you're not going anywhere. You're starting the map no matter what. Let me just turn on command blocks again. I can type true. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, does this not have the begin thing anymore? Oh, it does. I guess it's just not working. That's weird. Okay, so you get teleported here, and if your shaders are working correctly, you'll have this really cool, like, reflection effect, right? It's like, it just reflects the end rods over here, which is really cool, and you have, like, this isn't exactly how it looked before, honestly. I think it might be slightly different, but it should be the same. But this is like how it's supposed to look like. Other shader packs will work, but you may not have this really cool reflection. That's partly why I did Kelly's pack thing here. So we have a level 1 thing, so we just have a command block like that's probably just under here with the action bar title again, just saying level 1. And then here we have a red thing. Decay is gonna get PTSD from this, but if you step like right here, it doesn't have to be exactly, it's a radius thing, so yeah, if you're like right close to here, that's gonna do some damage. I believe it takes like a third of your health if you don't have any armor or anything. So we go to spectator. As you can see, there's just this command block here. It's a pretty simple thing. It's just an execute command. I'm falling. Where you have if empties at 3 distance, you know, summon evocation thing, you know, what the evokers use. And then we have the action bar thing here, and this is our teleport command block over here. So if I go over here, like within radius, I'll get teleported. Now, with the shaders, it's pretty cool because you can't see like all the way down. If I get night vision, can I see? Because I tested the distance, like how far you could see. But down there, it's literally just black concrete. So it just looks like void if you don't have anything else. And we just have teleport command blocks. So if you fell down here, it teleports you right before you fall all the way. Because you'd take fall damage otherwise if you're in survival. If we go to survival mode. Technically, technically you're supposed to play this map in adventure because it's an adventure map. But anyway, so yeah, if you fall down here, we have radius set command blocks, so it'll make sure it teleports you before you get down there. And yeah, you can see the evocation thing does like 3 hearts, so yeah, get out of there. And then this parkour was interestingly difficult. I mean, yeah, it's just frustrating because you always get teleported back here, so it's like there's no save point partway through. So if you mess up, you're not gonna have a fun time, and it's been too long. So I got really good at this after I played for a while, but now that I haven't played this in so long, I'm just like, how do you parkour again? There is a chance that you will fall to your death and die. There's also a chance of that. So never fear, you can also die. That's technically a bug. I wasn't actually intending for that to happen, but I just thought it was funny, so I never fixed it. Anyway, if we continue here, yeah, if you jump over here, yeah, it looks so much better when you don't have night vision because, you know, you're not going to have the stuff here. Okay. I can't believe Angel of Death was using, like, controller for this, and he still parkoured through this. Angel of Death helped make the parkour, and he's like, yeah, it's doable. Yeah, let's just do it like this. I'm like, okay, bro. Yeah, by the time we played it, I actually wasn't too bad, but right now, as you can see, I am not so good. But I think a lot of this map wasn't a lot of command blocks in a way. It was just kind of using the design of the shaders and the light to make it like look really cool. And I'm really glad how it turned out. And honestly, I'd love to continue working on this map. Maybe even incorporating some of the RTX things now that I got to work again in a continuation of the Backrooms project that we've been working on. Again, it's just like so many things I want to do. It's just like if I have time. Also, stained glass in this shaders pack, it changes the colors. It's so cool. This is what we need in Minecraft. Oh my goodness. Same sort of effect we have here for the ceiling. It's literally just black concrete. It's a black concrete box, so that like when you don't have night vision, you're not gonna see it too much. And then what we did, I think we used structure voids. That's what we used. I'm like, how do we have it stay in the air? So we didn't use barrier blocks because the cool thing about structure voids is you can like, they're not actual blocks. Like you can't interact with them in survival or adventure. So you'll just fly through them. But you can place things on them, which is really cool. So that's why we have these candles thing here. But you can still like fall through it. So we have these floating candles, which makes it extra difficult. And then normally you wouldn't see any of this. I don't know why there's maybe that hole's meant to be there. I think it's like to help guide you there. Yeah, so you're just supposed to jump up here and ignore my horrible parkour today. But you get up here and you start levitating and you just end up here. And yeah, so you have permanent slowness here to make the parkour not too easy. You can actually see the floor here, which is kind of funny. Now, one of my favorite things, this is like one of my favorite parts of the entire map. I just love the camera command so much. If you choose the green side, of course it's going to be safe. It's pretty simple. Green, good, red, bad. We can you can mix it up and be like really mean and make it opposite if you wanted. I don't know. But if you stand over here, you're going to get evoker fangs like last time. But what's really cool is if you step on the red here, so like if I'm stepping on the green, it's perfectly fine. But if you step on any of the red blocks, you get like a cutscene back to here, and it's so cool. It took me forever to finally get it to work, but like if you step on any of the red blocks, you're just ending up back here. Like, wait, where did my player go? Sometimes it takes a little bit to clear because we have, I believe that we have to clear command blocks just like on a timer or something. Let me check. Yeah, so this is only gonna happen every 60 ticks, so it's not gonna happen all the time, because otherwise, you know, you wouldn't get any cutscene. It just instantly clear your camera. I'm having difficulties typing today. It's been too long since I played this game. We're gonna disable command blocks again, otherwise you can never interact with them. Thank goodness this command exists, otherwise like you'd set up like a bad command and then you'd just be stuck. Like you couldn't do anything about it. So in here we have command blocks, surprise, surprise. So, we had some difficulties getting it precisely to be on those red blocks. We eventually figured something out. Look at this, look at this lovely command. So we figured it out, and it's not exactly 3 blocks, but if it's at 2.6 blocks away from this specific location, yeah, so it has to be like exactly here. The player will be on the red block for that. If it's 3 blocks up normally, but like if it was 3 blocks, it would slightly get at an angle too sometimes, which wouldn't be good. Like, we don't want people landing on green and then being teleported back. So it does work for this. And then, yeah. So, okay, first we're testing if the entity, the player in this case, is on the block above. So, yeah, that's the other thing, position. We figured out position. So if the player within this distance is positioned at this height, so like directly 3 blocks up, then we run this camera command and positions in this place facing this place. And then we have another command block that will teleport the player as well, because we want to make sure we do both. So yeah, there's that. And then all of them are basically the same. They just have a different thing, so for the different location. So it's really cool that it all works. And then I believe, yeah, you can kind of see, here's the command blocks down here that just like teleport the player if they fall down. You could probably make it better, more precise positioning, but I'm lazy and I don't like doing too much work. Yeah, there's another one here, in case you fall down here. Though I do believe that we figured out if you jump down here, there's a chance you would fall and die. Like, sometimes you won't have anything, and usually you don't have items at this point, right? So, yeah, there's that. Please don't jump down there, otherwise you're gonna do the parkour again. At this point, if you make the right choice, you won't have to do the parkour again, and you'll be good. But if you make the wrong choice, you're gonna have some difficulties. So we have some very simple commands over here. We just have a bunch of portals. If I clear my night vision, it'll look better. You know, you just have these glowy portals that you can barely see in this like really dark room. Yeah, you're not supposed to see the stars. That's only because I was a spectator. And then these different portals take you to different places, right? So if I go to the red one, it's just another portal with stained glass, which is so cool that it works. And this one looks like, did we use lava for this one? No, we didn't. It's just another portal. It looked like lava because it's the colory. And then, yeah. Anyway, so if we turn on the command blocks again, for example, if you go through the red one, you'll get teleported back to the parkour. Please do not go through the red one. You're gonna have such an annoying time, unless you like parkour. I mean, oh, I just went through the teleporting thing. Okay, so you can also go through. Guys, I stepped on the thing again. Oh, look, you can see my spectator head. Look, that's so funny. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to another video. And today's video. Okay. Yeah, you had to be careful not to mess that up. Okay, so if you go through like the orange one and the green one, you can teleport back here. So not as big of a deal. The correct one, I am spoiling things, guys, so like if you want to play the map, please don't watch all of this. If you go through the blue one, you enter here, and then right here we just have some items to get, which you can get for the boss fight. So here, this is pretty bad. It's just a bunch of give commands in a chain. It just gives you stuff. It's pretty simple. You can make it whatever you want. In this case, I believe it just gives you some armor and some weapon and food. If I press this, for example, yeah, you get this nice little alignment. I mean, I think you can also like choose where you want it to be on the player. Like you could equip it already using commands. There's a lot of things you can do. We made it pretty simple though. And then if you enter through here, you gotta be careful when you're pressing these buttons because it's gonna activate the boss fight. This is just slow falling. But if you press any of these command blocks, any of these buttons, it's gonna activate it. So don't press it and not go through, otherwise you're gonna just spawn more. But if you press this, you'll come through here, and it just summons all the mobs around you. I've just spammed it, by the way, so look how many mobs there are. Anyway, so I'm just gonna kill them all. Too lazy. Yeah, so basically it tests if the certain mobs are dead. Yeah, so this is like blue lava because of the stained glass again. And then it just breaks this door, which is really cool. And you can walk out here and you're free. Not really, because you get trapped. And then this is level 1, and then you get to go to the next save. I seriously sealed you in this entire thing. So make sure you take one of these save blocks. Basically, how these things work is if you throw it on the ground, you'll instantly get teleported to the next level. You can also press command block to get to the next level, but anyway. This is literally just redstone. So command blocks activates this redstone thing, which brings over here, which summons these sets of mobs. And instead of doing like a number, we have like summon, and we have a repeating, but we have need redstone, right? So it's gonna do it over and over again, just for as long as it's active with redstone. And then we have some other tests for things. So this is testing for if each of those mobs are still alive. If they are no longer alive or within this radius, then these pistons will retract, which then you have like a gate thing here, which then this redstone torch will deactivate, or this redstone torch will activate, sorry, and that will activate this, which will open the door, title level complete, and it'll also fill these blocks air destroy. The cool part about destroy is you get to see the whole door actually breaking instead of just clearing. Anyway, so there's that area, and then you end up at the level 2 section. So here's how this works. Basically, how it works is it tests for the item entity, so you have to be specific about it, because otherwise, like, if anyone throws any item, it's going to activate. But anywhere in the world, if the level 2 save exists, of course, like if anyone renames it with an anvil, like they could just use something else. We use structure voids for the save in our case, but you can use anything. Basically, we just have a run command where it teleports. You need to make sure it's an execute command for this to work. But this is also how I made the Aqua Trials to work, I think, I'm trying to remember what custom creations I've used. I've used it before in some custom creations. Where if you throw like an item on the ground, it's going to activate an ability. This is like a similar thing. Basically, in the location of where this is thrown, it's going to teleport any player within the location. That's why you have at this thing. So like if this entity exists, if level 2 save exists item, at that location, it's going to run this command to where it's teleporting the player. So first of all, you have to test if the entity exists, and then you also have to say, at that specific entity, teleport players within 10 blocks around it to this location facing these coordinates. So it's a bit complicated. It took some time figuring out, but yeah. Also really cool is you can use structure blocks, which we'll get to later with command blocks as well. I don't know if I use them in this one, but anyway. So we just have like a simple maze thing here. Yeah, it looks so cool with the red glow and everything. You have the darkness effect too. You can go over here, and it will just lead you to a mob spawner where you can go fight mobs and die. I mean, you can kill the mobs, it doesn't really do anything for you. There's also this like do not enter area, which is kind of cool, where you have to crouch to get in, and then it's like, I mean, you can just leave if you want, or you can get stuck on the stalactite. Let's see that right. Anyway, or you can jump down here if you want, which luckily just takes you back to the beginning. It doesn't take you back to the parkour section. That, I think people would rage quit and leave me a bad review if that kept happening. Anyway, so yeah, we have just a simple lock thing where you just have to spin these things until they get to the right position. I believe it's this. Yeah, okay, so these things turn green, which is really cool. Of course, it's still going to turn green even if you like moved it away from the right one, which I was too lazy to fix. There's some things that just aren't worth fixing, okay? And that's how you do it. You use comparators and redstone signals to test for them. And then here we have the command blocks that I believe change the stained glass. Yeah, that's exactly what these do. So it's literally just shifting them away. And then over here, I believe it just resets itself, so that when you walk past this area, it just uses a structure block to reload the whole area. So it just reloads the structure, which means it will just change all these things back to normal and reset it for the next person. Now here comes one of my favorite parts of the entire map. If we walk over here, so just like normal, if you keep walking, Keep walking. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Eventually, you get stuck. Oh, but then there's this cutscene. Oh, there's a warden. And boom, the warden comes, jump scares you, and you have to run for your life. If you're in survival, I'm in creative, so I'm fine. But if you're in survival, you're gonna be like, oh no, you had to run. And that was so cool. I wish we had that more to show off, but honestly, that was one of my favorite parts of the entire map, maybe. Then we just have a little bit of a maze here. With the warden. Yeah, so once you get over here, there's another command block that activates that structure block that resets the stuff. So you can see over there the door's closed. And even if you wanted to walk back here, there's bigger blocks you can't. But that was so fun. That was so satisfying. So I'm gonna turn off command blocks so I don't have issues. Basically, we just have a simple test for like the specific location again, like those earlier commands we had. We have the movement command for the camera specifically, and the warden's leaving because there's no player. It summons the warden like that specific location. So your camera's shifting around, moving towards the warden. You get to see the warden, and then it teleports the warden. Well, actually, first your camera gets cleared, and then the warden just gets teleported to you. Well, actually, technically, it does get teleported to you. So no matter where you are, you're gonna get a nice warden in your face. It's really funny. Decay, I think, climbed up here and just like left this maze, but there's this whole cool maze section that you could have gone through. Let me figure out how to get in there again. So, yeah, you can also fall off and die. So please be careful. This is just tinted glass. So it's really cool to look at because it's like, yeah, like if you can literally just fall off. So you want to crouch when you get here because it's like 1 block wide. Anyway, so you're just running from a warden in like this cave, this mine shaft stuff, which is kind of funny. And then I don't know. It's just like really cool way of just implementing like sort of a little bit of horror into Minecraft and just like trying to run away from the warden. You're not really supposed to fight it or anything. You're just supposed to survive. Oh yeah, because it's like you really can't with RTX. You cannot see as well as you can in like with normal vanilla Minecraft. So like you can find these like hidden passageways and stuff, which is more fun. Things like that. Yeah, for example, you can sort of sneak away into this other section. And then over here, you need to actually get a key. You can't just like, so this is the exit. What you need to do is you actually have to go over here to the do not enter section, and then you need to grab a key from this chest here. So if you hold this key, it's actually testing to see if the player has it in their inventory. As you can see, once I turn command blocks back on, the chest will be refilled. You can take as many keys as you want. It really doesn't matter. What all the command blocks is doing is copying, it's cloning this copy of this chest to this location every few seconds, so that the key always gets restocked. If you do it too fast, sometimes there can be issues. So make sure you don't do it too much. And then if you walk over here, while having the key, throwing on the ground is not going to do anything. This time we're testing for if it's in your inventory, it'll just get teleported here. You actually have to keep the key. You could clear it if you wanted, but it's actually a pretty simple command. I think it's just an execute command. A lot of stuff you use execute commands for, so we're just testing for if player has the item tripwire hook. You can do it. You could technically, I think I tried it with a name, I don't think it worked, but there are ways. And actually you do clear the tripwire hook, I just didn't see that. Okay, yeah, and then once you get to here, it kills the warden, so we don't have, lag and stuff. Then you have to walk through here. There's phantoms coming up. Make sure you don't fall off, or you will die. I mean, it's possible to survive. I think sometimes you have a totem, but then you just get stuck there. No fun. You get over here, and I think there's supposed to be a button on this. Imagine if my map's broken, and there's just no button on the thing. That's gonna be so sad. I'll feel bad for players. Anyway, so you get to here. You can get more items here, and then you start here. And that same thing as before. Repeat command blocks, just summoning all these mobs. And you had to defeat them all, and once you defeat them all, this little area will open up. Just same thing as the first one, just different map layout. Just different map layout. So if I kill them all, I don't have time for this. Okay. I guess you only have to, yeah, you don't have to kill these other ones, but you can if you want. Yeah, if you kill those 3, this one will open up, and you jump down here, and boom, you're in level 3. So we have a level 3 save, just like the last one. It teleports you to here. Actually, I think it teleports you into the map. My bad. Yeah, you can also press this to begin transporting, and boom, you're in. It added a little bit of a delay just for the coolness of it. And look at this reflective water. It's so cool. So at any time, it's like, oh, I just want to go. Boom, it just teleports you here, and it makes you face this direction. So this is like the last level, and we have more of a puzzle aspect after the boss fight. So we have like 2 different corridors we can go through, plus this like space here. I believe there's supposed to be, yeah, so if you start attacking this thing, or just like if you start attacking anything, I think there's yeah, right here. Okay, so this is testing specifically for attacking something. So if you just like suddenly random here and I don't like squibs, die. So that specific one is gonna spawn these things, and it's just gonna keep spawning more. Like no matter how many of them you attack, it's just gonna keep spawning more. So the whole trick here is not to attack. And I believe this is on page 13 to 14. If you have a lectern facing into one of these, specifically a calibrated skulk sensor, it will only test for the sound of you attacking monsters or mobs or whatever. And I also have a command block that will just kill them after a while. So it's like it's not going to overload too long. So they will eventually die, but if you keep attacking them, they're just going to spawn more and it's going to cause you trouble. Okay, so we have 2 different pathways we can go, and you need like 2 different keys to get through this thing. So it's another key thing we had before, but we have ones like testing to see if you can get both of them. Now, I got confused because I couldn't see anything, but there is the hallway over here. And the challenge here is the maze. So you have this underwater maze. I'm in creative mode, so I'm not going to die, but you would have limited time to breathe, and you would have to find 3 different buttons, and you would have to get over to here to open that block there. So there's also a barrel which you can grab. I'm having issues apparently. Yeah, there is a barrel over here where you can grab a turtle helmet. Normally it works. I don't know why I'm having issues there. It keeps closing it automatically. Anyway, so you had to press each of these buttons. So you press this one. I'm not sure I want to be fast enough. And there's like I believe there's like a comparator delay thing. So you just have to go to all 3 of them. Yeah, so you press all 3, and then you head back, and if you press them in time, this thing will open. I think I was too late. But anyway, so normally you have to be faster, but yeah. And then you get here, and you can get the key. Yeah, door 2 key. I'm having some like issues right now just because I don't know why. But yeah, if you're in survival mode, it should work just fine. So you get all those keys, and yeah, if you head over here though, you're gonna have some issues. So if I don't really want to go survival though. Come down here, you'll get stuck, and you'll just start getting damaged, and it causes this horrendous sound, and yeah, you're just not gonna have any fun. So we just have a place down command there. I can't see. Yeah, so it's just an anvil break, play sound, and then you just get damaged. It's pretty simple. So yeah, here's the maze thing. Look at all that redstone. Okay, so we have these comparator clock. Why do I keep calling clocks? They're extenders. When you put comparators like this in this type of layout right here and attach it to redstone, it's going to add an actual delay so that the redstone will stay active for longer. Because they're like button presses, not levers. So you want to make sure they stay active. I honestly don't know what's going on here. I don't know why there's pistons here. But anyway. Yeah, and then you have another copy thing, so the barrel's always refilled. This took a little bit of time to like figure out like if I can get the timing right, but we eventually did get it right. Okay, I am in creative apparently, not spectator. Okay, so next up, yeah, this is just like this empty space that you can't actually get to. It's kind of funny. If you go the other way, you'll get to this. Well, you have to actually swim. My bad. I literally cannot see as well as I mean, it's meant to be this dark, but like, I literally can't see anything. Anyway, so you come over here. Oh, look at that beautiful reflection and distortion of the water. So you come up here, and you have this jump thing you have to do. If you fall down, I have teleport command blocks to teleport you back here. So and you get a little bit dizzy. So I hope you don't have problems with video games and that. Yeah, so you have to make all the jumps. In the water, there is magma at the bottom, so it's pulling you down. So no matter what you do, you're going to fall. Because you're not in creative mode, you don't have a try. You can't you can't get out of that. Anyway, so if you manage to get through that, unlike me, yeah, and there's another evoker thing, my favorite evoker things. You get to this section, you're like, oh, it's just a dead end. It's just a wall. What am I supposed to do? And I think Decay got lost for a second, but he spent a long time in this map. But if you go right into this corner, you have this little cut scene where you phase through the wall, and it's really kind of fun. And then if we walk over here, there should be Mr. Invincible somewhere. No, not the show. There is, I think. Okay, well maybe it's not here right now. But there is a monster in this maze thing here that's just like a floating invisible head. Yeah, right here. This guy's invincible. You can't kill him. He has like resistance, so he's really slow, and he does a lot of damage, and he makes weird sounds because command blocks. But yeah, don't fight him because he's just gonna come at you really slowly and kill you. And then there's different ways you can go. If you follow this, actually, I believe, yes, there's like this secret passageway that comes through the painting here. You know, the oldest trick in the book that I seem to not be able to get back through. Anyway, just some signs, normal painting stuff. You get back to this room, so if you want to return, this is how you do it. Okay, so in this maze, you have multiple directions you can go. There's this way, which leads you. This is like uphill stream, so like you're gonna be like pushing against the current this entire way. You get over here and you get into this really cool little room like this. So there's this room. It's pretty empty, but if you jump down here, it's just a teleport command block, and you just land in like the inverted version. So it's like this, like the water's up there, right? You just came out of there, but like it's inverted, and you're like, okay, there's a chest, right? I want to get to that. How do I do that? There should also be a button here, so you can press the button and you will levitate back up, and you'll end up here. Yeah, you'll end up in the old room. So you can just go back and forth as much as you want if you want. It's literally just teleport command blocks. It's just dark enough that it just hides the transition and stuff. But if actually there is secretly barrier blocks that you can climb up, and you can grab the door 1 key. There's the door 1 key and there's the door 2 key. Once you get both, you're good to go. So when you're done, you come back through here. That is so loud. And then you can go back through the maze. Try not to get killed by the guy. And you have to go the other way. Down to here. Of course, you have to be careful not to drown again. So, you know, again, like when you're playing the map, I wouldn't be telling you any of this. I recommend playing with 2 players for this, honestly. But yeah. So you come in here, just a lot of swimming. Lots of swimming. And you end up in this room right here. And it's like, oh, how do I get through here? Well, if you brought the door 1 key and the door 2 key, this wall will break. Of course, I don't have that, so I'm just breaking through manually. Anyway, yeah, then it resets itself when you come back through here. But it'll do the same thing as like at the end of the first level, both walls get destroyed, and you get to the final section. And that's where you can get some items, and you can find the Heart of the Sea, and you have to defeat the... So you end up in this thing, it's another boss fight, but it's underwater. and you just have to look for the heart of the sea, which I'm not going to show on this behind the scenes, but it's in a barrel somewhere. And then you also have to defeat all the guardians. Yes, and I think you can ignore the drowned, but once you kill all the guardians, then you'll finally be able to leave. So yeah, so there's a bunch of guardians here, and final boss fight. And I believe you can't swim out of this. I think, yeah, so we have these border blocks here, and these border blocks prevent anyone from just like jumping off if they want to. So pretty simple map, sort of. the premise is repetitive, so it's like we reuse a lot of the same things, and it's just using a lot of lighting stuff. So it's not too mechanical, but you can design a lot of things with it. And yeah. So here we have the dual set room, where you just literally we just copied the room and then we just inverted it. We had some barrier blocks holding the water, and we just have some command blocks testing when the player is nearby. And then we have some command blocks up here, and these ones just test and see if the entities are still there. And if the guardians are all defeated, it will teleport the player all the way back to the lobby, and you'll have completed the map. So, yeah. Although it's not a very big map, it actually does sometimes take people like a few hours to complete, especially if they have no help. If you're like good at it, you can probably do it in like 20 minutes or less. But yeah, when you're done, you literally get teleported here, and you're done. You can write a review, you can jump out, whatever, you're free, sort of. Still stuck in this lobby area. And yeah, so that's mainly the map. It's a lot of kind of just implementing the texture pack well and using that. I'd love to continue making more maps just like this one, especially now that RTX is working again. So if you guys want to see me make more custom creations when I have time, let me know. And if you have any suggestions for what types of maps you want to see, or if you want to play some more, I'm always happy to hear those suggestions. Unfortunately, I have about run out of time in today's video. If you want to see some actual playthrough, I again have left some links in the description, and I hope you guys enjoy. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!